Yo, what up, folks? Or really my own personal vlog. I don't know. What up to whoever might be listening to this? I'm basically getting on here to say after the month that I was profitable, I kind of broke even the following month. And then 3 days into August, I blew my account. Um, I could say what it was, what it wasn't. I can change the blame. I can do all of this and that. But ultimately, I want to chalk it up to what I feel are two things. One was oversizing. I kept, I started off doing maybe like one contract, whatever. Um, well, everybody starts off with one contract. But I started doing 5 contracts, 10 contracts, multiple contracts, and not keeping my sizing consistent with my account. So I was more so focused on, man, if I can make $200 by buying 10 contracts in 2 minutes, that would be better than trying to take 5 trades at one contract or whatever the case may be. So that kind of, when it worked, but when it goes against you, it goes against you a lot, especially if the sizing isn't consistent. If I catch a whole bunch of winners on one contract and then I size up and I catch a loser on 5 contracts, that just wiped out all my wins, resulting in revenge trading or just trying to get it back, which you never get it back. It's either you win it or you lose it, and what you lost can never be reclaimed. So that was a major lesson. My friend, once again, Eric, had mentioned it to me. But, as me being me, I have to kind of bump my head. Or not even bump my head, but, I just have to pull that lesson in order for it to really hit home. Hopefully, I don't have to learn every lesson by it hitting home. Another thing I think, it's multiple things under one umbrella, but I think it's just the psychology of it as well. I became profitable in July, and I was so focused on being profitable. I mean, I became profitable in June, and I carried that into July, and July kind of broke even. Like I would go up, like a couple $100, and then I would like give it back, and I would go up a couple $100, and then I would give it back, and I did that the whole month, just trying to push, 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 and like I said, it's all up under the same umbrella because I'm not being focused on the actual process. I'm more so worried about the P&L, and you hear people say that all the time, um, because you don't want it to you don't want the trading to reflect on any situation that you may be going through. But obviously, I'm letting my situation carry on into my trading, which is affecting the process. So I come into August and I changed totally over the futures just because I feel like I still have a lot more to learn with options. When the volatility is going well, it's going well, but when it goes against you, it's like it kind of crushes the whole play. Well, with zero DTE, and even sometimes with one DTE or two DTE, like I think for me it would serve its purpose if I'm buying like 30 to 40 days out. Um, but the thing that I like about futures is that everything is all tick based or point based or whatever the case may be. So I can calculate, okay, well, if I lose this much, this is the exact amount that I'm supposed to lose at this particular point. Now, where I went wrong, as I said, is oversizing. So I might catch 5 wins on one contract and then now move up to 2 or 3 contracts, 4 contracts, 5 contracts. I think at one point I was buying like 8 contracts, which is almost a full. And I'm using MES, which is I guess the micro or whatever, but it's 1/10 of a full contract. So I was almost up to one full contract at one point, and I wasn't sizing like that on every trade. So of course that one trade, if it didn't go the way that I need to go, it wiped out all my profits, resulting in revenge trading. But each one of those days, I started out in the green. And it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of not this past week, but the week before. So, like I said, the first week of August. And did good Monday, up $100 or so, and just kept on going. Did good Tuesday, up a couple $100, and just kept on going. Same thing with Wednesday, and ultimately blew my account. So I didn't trade Thursday, and I came back Friday. I think I lost because I didn't have much money in the account. Like with options, you can deposit on Webull, and it will instantly give you buying power. With futures, you can deposit, but it takes 2, maybe 3 days before it actually will deposit, which I think is kind of good now because, it gives me a break. And I was still paper trading on the days that I didn't have proper funding. So Friday I came back, lost. I think Monday I might have not traded Friday. I don't know. I got to look at it. But point blank period, I lost 2 more days. I didn't trade like 2 or 3 days, and then I came back and I was green Thursday and Friday of this past week. And I think going forward is just focus on the process. Like I think that that's the main thing. And you always hear people say like, don't talk to people about trading, which is kind of why I'm doing this vlog. You talk to your friends and stuff like that. People who trade, you talk to them, but the people who aren't trading, it can kind of be hard because it's like, hey man, you making money today? And it's like, nah man, I just blew my account. What you mean you blew the account? This happened. Or hey man, you making money today? Nah man, I only made $8. And they're like, you was on there for 5 hours and you only made $8, and things like that just don't equate to people. But I think I'm back regrounded, hopefully. Of course, there's always going to be lessons to learn. Hopefully, I don't have to learn them the hard way. And hopefully, we can move forward from this point. We're just trying to focus on the process every day. Like even Friday, I had to stop and walk away because I'm like, I'm starting to notice certain things. But even with me noticing these certain things, like Thursday it just went straight up. The MES or ES or SPY, whatever, it went straight up. And at the end of that trading day, I have to remind myself, like, yo, this is not going to be every day. So Friday, I went in. I probably made 3, 4, maybe 5 trades. But after that 5th trade, I'm like, you're hoping. You're hoping that this is going to go up. Just walk away with what you have and just recognize that this is just another day. And so, yeah. So I hope that these random thoughts can help somebody. Even if nobody's watching, I hope it helps me to be able to reflect on what I'm going through on this journey. And it's so much further. Like I said, I just made a year and going into year 2 of fully trading. So, yeah, that's it for now. And hopefully I'll give you guys another update this week. I'll try to get these more consistent as well. Peace.